So the Minnesota Timberwolves have officially been eliminated from the playoffs after losing to the Nuggets on Tuesday 4-1. And I think we can all agree that the Timberwolves season was a massive failure, not just because they got eliminated in the first round, but because they traded 5 players and 5 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert, who at the time a lot of people thought was a really good trade. A lot of people had this team competing in the West. Some people even said that this team was going to go to the finals. And just a couple months later, that couldn't have been any further from the truth, as they were a play-in tournament team. They did lose to the Lakers in the first matchup, and then they did beat the Pelicans in the second matchup to go ahead and claim that 8th seed. And like I said, they did fall to the Nuggets 4-1. And I think the worst part about this trade was that one of the players included was Walker Kessler, who is pretty much doing what Rudy Gobert is doing this season, just a little bit better, but he is making way less money. So after being bounced in the first round, the question is, where do the Timberwolves go from here? So what's good, everybody? I hope everybody is having a great day today, as we are back on 2K with another rebuild. And yeah, I'm excited to use this team because we do got Anthony Edwards on this team and Karl-Anthony Towns. I definitely want to go ahead and try to win with both of these guys on the team. And you see the roster, I mean, definitely they need some improvements, because when I was watching them play in the playoffs, they just struggled on offense. They don't really have anybody else besides Karl-Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards that can really go ahead and create their shot. I mean, Mike Conley, I did see him go off like 1 or 2 games. He was balling. But other than that, everybody else pretty much just looked lost on offense. So I definitely want to go ahead and try to bring in some more scoring. I would like to try to get Rudy Gobert off this team. I just don't think it was really a good fit. I don't really think they should have traded that much for Rudy Gobert. So definitely want to go ahead and try to trade him. Mike Conley, maybe I could bring back for like some veteran presence. Naz Reid, definitely want to bring back. Jaden McDaniels, somebody that I really want to bring back. Kyle Anderson probably won't be back on this team. Jalen Noel probably be back. Prince probably won't. Rivers won't. Walker probably not. McLaughlin no. Knight no. And then Wendell Moore, I actually would like to see how he develops. So because I do see sometimes he does turn into like an elite 3-point shooter, so definitely want to keep an eye on that. But yeah, so we definitely have to go ahead and make some moves, and I think we will be all right. I think with me controlling this team, I think I could go ahead and make a championship roster with this team. So we're going to go ahead and start making some moves. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see if the Hornets will accept this trade, because I know they desperately need a center. So I'm going to send them Rudy Gobert and 2 second-round picks for 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick. Does Charlotte accept this trade? And yes, they do. So welcome. We just got off the Rudy Gobert contract and we just got 2 first-round picks. Alright, and the next trade that I'm doing is sending Kyle Anderson and a second-round pick to the Oklahoma City Thunder for pick 15. Do they accept this trade? And yes, they do. Alright, so we're here at the NBA draft. Now, I do have 2 picks. I have the 15th pick and then I have the 31st pick. So taking a look at who I want, I think I'm going to want to go ahead and probably get a wing player, because we already have Anthony Edwards as our shooting guard. So I'm thinking Jet Howard, since he is 6'8". I mean, maybe Jalen Hood, but I think I want to go ahead and I want to get Jet Howard. So we are going to pick him up. And then I do have one more pick at pick 31. Maybe somebody good falls to us. Dariq Whitehead. Okay, you know what? I actually think I'm going to go ahead and take him. He's probably the best player here, and he's the only one that I really knew. Alright, so a 73 overall and a 73 overall. Not too bad for the picks that we did get. Alright, so the next trade that I'm going to make is sending Jalen Noel, Wendell Moore Jr., Josh Minott, Nathan Knight, Dariq Whitehead, and a second-round pick to the Chicago Bulls for Lonzo Ball, who I think can be a perfect addition to this team. And I low-key think they would do this just because Minnesota really doesn't know what they want. So they are getting a point guard back. They're getting a couple of young players and a second-round pick. So do they accept this trade? Yes, they do. And we probably could have got Lonzo Ball for a little bit less. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Welcome to the team, Lonzo Ball. Alright, so for the start of season number 1, we got Lonzo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Naz Reid. Off the bench, we got Mike Conley, Andre Drummond, Bruce Brown, and Jet Howard. Taking a look at system proficiency for this team, we are 4 stars. Is there anything better than that? No, it is not. So we're going to go ahead and stick with 7 seconds. And then taking a look at the shot tendencies for the player, Anthony Edwards definitely going to go ahead and go up to like a 95. Cat at a 90 is okay. We could go ahead and up Lonzo Ball to like a 70. Naz Reid can go down a little bit to like a 65. Jaden McDaniels can go ahead and go down a little bit to like a 75. Mike Conley could go up to like a 60. Drummond up to like a 55. Bruce Brown can definitely go up to like about a 60. And then Jet Howard can go ahead and stay at a 75. So with this team, we are 1 year removed from getting off of Rudy Gobert's ugly contract. So we did bring in a much needed point guard, a point guard that could pretty much do a little bit of everything: pass, defense, rebound, score. So I'm hoping this team can definitely try to make a playoff appearance, maybe like as a 6 seed. Hopefully we don't have to go through the play-in tournament. So we are going to go and simulate the first 3 games of the season. So we do win against Utah, we lose against the Nuggets, and we win against Utah. Okay, we win by 2 points. Anthony Edwards with 37, Karl-Anthony Towns with 29, Naz Reid with 18. How did Lonzo do? 13 and 12, and then Drummond with 12 and 10 off the bench. Okay, we did lose by 4 points to the Nuggets. McDaniels with 22, Cat only with 14, Edwards only had 12 points, Lonzo with 10, 5 and 5. Okay, not too bad. Our players didn't really play good, and we only lost by 4 points. And then the third game of the season, Cat with 28, 6 and 6, McDaniels with 22, and then Conley off the bench with 20 and 5 assists. Okay, so I'm thinking this team is going to be okay. I don't really think we're not going to make the playoffs. But then again, I really don't want to jinx myself. So we are going to go ahead and simulate, and I will catch you guys at the end of season number 1. Alright, so at the end of season number 1, Luka winning MVP, Victor winning Rookie of the Year, Ben Simmons winning 6th Man, Anthony Davis winning Defense Player of the Year, Tyler Hero winning Most Improved, and then Joe Mazzulla winning Coach of the Year. Taking a look at the All-NBA teams, do we get somebody on here? We do not get anybody. No Edwards, no Cat. What about an all-defensive team? We do get Lonzo Ball on here. All-defensive first team. Let's go. And then that is it. We don't get anybody else. What about an all-rookie team, since we do have Jet Howard? He actually did make it all-rookie second team. Okay, let's go. So pretty good season for us. And then taking a look at where we finished this year, we ended up going 48 and 34. Okay, so we were the 2nd seed in the West, 1 game behind the number 1 spot in the West. Okay, that is not that bad. I actually didn't think we were gonna go this good. I thought we would have been maybe like a 5th or 6th seed, but I would definitely take a 2nd seed in the first season. Okay, taking a look at the player stats for this team, we had Anthony Edwards leading the way with about 24 points, 5.5 rebounds, and almost 5 assists. Cat with about 21.5, 8 rebounds, and also 5 assists from our big man. Let's go. You don't really see that too much. Lonzo Ball with about 14, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists with almost 2 steals a night. Jaden McDaniels with about 14 points. Naz Reid with about 12 and 7.5 off the bench. Jet Howard with about 8.5. Mike Conley with about 8.5 and 5 assists off the bench. Bruce Brown with about 8 points. Was he efficient? Okay, so he was pretty efficient, 48% from the field and then 37% from 3. And then Andre Drummond with about 7 points and 10 rebounds off the bench. So not too bad of a season. We definitely are looking better than what they were in real life. So we are going to take on the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay, so we did play them last year. Well, technically this year. We did play them in the play-in tournament, the first game, and we did lose. So taking a look at who they added Spencer Dinwiddie. They added Chris Middleton. Oh, LeBron retired. They brought back Kyle Kuzma, Derek Favors. Okay. Yo, LeBron did retire. Okay, so this is a Lakers team without LeBron James, so I'm not really too worried. We should beat this team, no problem. And we do win in 6 games. Taking a look at the box scores real quick. We won game 1 by 1 point, probably a buzzer beater, probably a game winner. Karl-Anthony Towns with 32, Anthony Edwards with 25, Lonzo with 13. Game number 2, we blew them out by 36 points. Lonzo with 26, 8 and 8, Cat with 25, 7 and 7, and then Edwards with 19, 5 and 5. That's actually pretty funny. Everybody scored like the same amount of rebounds and assists for the first 3 players. Game number 3, we did end up losing by about 17 points. Anthony Edwards with 39, Lonzo with 15 and 11. Game number 4, we did end up picking the W though, 23 points. Karl-Anthony Towns with 28 and 7, Anthony Edwards with 24. Game number 5, we did lose by 1 point as Towns led the way with 24 and 9, and then Lonzo with 23, 3, 4, and 5. And then game number 6, we did blow them out, 29 points. Karl-Anthony Towns with 42 points. Jaden McDaniels with 22. Okay. The second round, we are facing the Oklahoma City Thunder, and this is definitely a tough team because they just have so many young players that always develop really good, like SGA, Josh Giddey, Chet Holmgren. They added Miles Bridges. They have Lou Dort. Who else did they add? Actually, they really didn't add anybody else besides that. They drafted Asor Thompson. Okay, so they are the 6th seed. They did beat the Portland Trail Blazers in 7. So we are going to go ahead and simulate the round as we go ahead and we gentlemen sweep them 4 games to 1. Karl-Anthony Towns with 25, 11. Lonzo Ball with 22, 7, and 9 in game number 1 as we did blow them out. Game number 2, we blew them out again. Cat with 32, Edwards with 31. Game number 3, we ended up picking up the W by 21 points as Jaden McDaniels led the way with 19, Edwards with 18. Game number 4, we did end up losing by 11. 11, Cat with 30, Edwards with 20. And then game number 5, we did end up winning by 11 points. Lonzo with 29 and Cat with 23. Taking on the Memphis Grizzlies in the Western Conference Finals. They added John Collins to this team. They also added Deshaun Tate. Who else did they add? They added Russell Westbrook to this team. Okay, so they added a couple of notable players to this team. They did add 3 good players. But I'm still kind of hoping we could come out of this on top. So we are going to go ahead and simulate the round. Do we make it to the NBA Finals in just one season? And no, we get eliminated. No, we got eliminated in the Western Conference Finals 4-2. Ja Morant is your Finals MVP. I mean, your Western Conference MVP. We did lose game number 1. Ja Morant had 40 points. Edwards with 35. Game number 2, we did pick up the W. Cat with 37. Game number 3, we did end up losing, going down 2-1. Lonzo with 18. Game number 4, we tied it up by 2 points. Edwards with 21. McDaniels with 21. Game number 5, we did lose by 9 points. Cat with 18 and 12. And then game number 6, we did get blown out as Edwards dropped 35. Bruce Brown with 16. Okay, but honestly, this is way better than like any of the seasons they've had in like the last 20 years. We did make it all the way to the Western Conference Finals. I think the last time they did that was when KG was playing all the way back like in 2000. I want to say it was his MVP year, like 2004, or maybe it was the year before that in 2003. But definitely a good way to start off this video. We did get the 2nd seed and we did make it all the way to the Western Conference Finals. So now all we have to do this offseason is just go ahead and try to improve upon the team that we already have. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate, and I will catch you guys with whatever moves I do make in the offseason. Alright, so we're here at the draft, and I do have the 25th overall pick. So I am going to go ahead and just probably select the best available player, and I think I'm going to go ahead and choose a center. So we are going to go ahead and choose this guy. Alright, so for season number 2, this is what the rotation is looking like. We got Lonzo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Karl Anthony Towns, and Naz Reid. Off the bench, we got Jet Howard, Andre Drummond, Bruce Brown, and Dennis Schroeder. Taking a look at system proficiency for this team, 4.5 stars. Is it anything better than that? No, it is not, so we're going to go ahead and stick with 7 seconds. And then taking a look at the shot tendencies for the players, Anthony Edwards is all the way up to a 99. Cat is at a 90. 75 is good. Naz Reid can go ahead and drop down a little bit to like a 65. Jaden McDaniels can drop down to like a 75. Drummond can go up to like a 55. Jet Howard can go ahead and go down a little bit to like a 77. Brown could go up to like a 60, and then Schroeder can drop to a 60 as well. So with this team, we just went ahead and we added 2 new players. I believe it's Dennis Schroeder, and I believe, who else was it? Well, actually, no, it might have just been Dennis Schroeder that we added because we already had everybody else. But yeah, I'm excited with this team because we did finish as the 2nd seed last year, 48 and 34. So I'm hoping we can improve upon this season because Anthony Edwards is all the way up to, I believe, a 90. And I believe Karl Anthony Towns also went up a little bit. And then Jet Howard, our rookie from last year, did go up to, I believe, a 78 overall. So I am expecting big things from this team. So we are going to go ahead and simulate the first 3 games of the season to see how we do. We do lose the first game against Phoenix. We lose. Okay, so we start off the video 3-0, 0-3. Not looking too good. I might have just jinxed myself. I might have gotten ahead of myself. Edwards with 26, Jet Howard's with 21, Lonzo with 17. The second game, we did lose by 1. Edwards with 32, Lonzo with 22. And then we did lose by 2 points to the Lakers. Lonzo Ball had 29, Cat with 24. But I still think this team will be all right. So I still think we'll probably finish as a top 4 seed, top 3 seed in the West. So we are going to go and simulate, and I will catch you guys at the end of season number 2. Alright, so at the end of season number 2, Ja Morant winning MVP, Collier winning Rookie of the Year, Scoot Henderson winning 6th Man, Victor winning Defense Player of the Year, Scoot also winning Most Improved, and then Quinn Snyder winning Coach of the Year. Taking a look at the All-NBA teams, do we get Cat or Edwards on one of these? We do not. What about an all-defensive team? We get Lonzo once again, and then do we get anybody on the all-defensive second team? We do not. So taking a look at where we finished, we ended up going 50 and 32. So that was an improvement, but we did finish as a lower seed than last year. We are now the 3 seed instead of the 2nd seed. So I mean, not too bad. I mean, 50 and 32. Low-key kind of was expecting a little bit more from this team, I'm not gonna lie. But taking a look at the player stats for this team, Anthony Edwards led the way with about 24 points, 5.5 rebounds, and almost 6 assists. Cat with about 22.5, 8.5 rebounds, and almost 5 assists. Lonzo Ball with about 17 points a night. Let's go. This is the Lonzo we were supposed to see in the NBA, but obviously injuries kind of stunning. Lonzo Ball with about 17, 5 rebounds, and 9 assists. Jaden McDaniels with about 14.5 points. Naz Reid with about 12.5 and 7.5 rebounds. Jet Howard with about 12 points off the bench. Bruce Brown with about 8. And then Andre Drummond with about 7 and almost 9.5 rebounds off the bench. And then Dennis Schroeder with about 6.5 and 3 assists. So not too bad, really balanced team this year, as we are taking on the Portland Trailblazers in round number 1. Did they add anybody else? Oh, they have Victor. That's right, I completely forgot. They have Victor Wembanyama. Okay, but they're playing Trent Watford at center. Okay, he's only 6'8". I don't know why I thought he was a guard. They also added Anthony Black. They have Nazir Little, Josh Green, John Wall. Okay, so this is kind of like a balanced, well, not really a balanced team, but they do have a lot of scorers on this team, and then they do have a cheat code in Victor Wembanyama. So we are going to see how good this team really is. We are going to push them to the limits. So we are going to go and simulate the round, and we do win in 7, as we almost did blow a 3-1 lead. Okay, all right, that low-key kind of scared me, I'm not gonna lie. So we did lose game number 1. Edwards only had 17 points, McDaniels with 17. Game number 2, we did end up winning, Edwards with 37, Cat with 32. Game number 3, we did end up winning by 21 points. Edwards with 31, Jet with 27 off the bench. Game number 4, we did end up winning by 4 points. Cat with 39 points and 11 rebounds. Anthony Edwards with 18. Game number 5, we did end up losing, as you see the stats right here. Towns with 26, McDaniels with 24. Game number 4, we did end up losing, as they scored 153 points. Edwards with 23. And then game number 7, we did blow them out by 54 points, as Edwards had 30 and Cat with 24, 16, and 6. So moving on to the second round, once again, now we are facing the Oklahoma City Thunder, who we did face last year. Did they add anybody else? They added Gary Trent Jr. They added, it looks like that's pretty much it. They added a couple rookies, I believe, but nothing I'm really worried about, I want to say, but I hope I didn't just jinx myself when I said that. So we are going to go and simulate the round, as we are not moving on. We get eliminated in the second round in game 7. This was our second game 7. No, did we lose by, how many points did we lose? We lost by 7 points. Okay, that one kind of hurt. I low-key thought maybe we could have gone to the finals this year, but you know what? That's fine. We got one more year to win it. I think I know the adjustments I need to make for this team to win, so I am going to go ahead and I actually do want to see who wins the championship this year, as the OKC Thunder are going to the finals, but they do lose to the Boston Celtics in 5 games, as Jason Tatum is your finals MVP. So got one more year to try to win the championship. I think I know what I have to do, so I am going to go ahead and I will catch you guys at the start of season number 3, unless I do go ahead and make like a big trade that I'll go ahead and show you. But if not, I'll catch you guys with the rotations for season number 3. Alright, so for the final season here in Minnesota, this is what the rotation is looking like. We got Lonzo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Karl Anthony Towns, and Naz Reid. Off the bench, we got Jet Howard, Andre Drummond, Jose Alvarado, and then Bruce Brown. Taking a look at system proficiency, we have 4 stars is anything better, 4.5 stars with 7 seconds. And I did go ahead and hire Tyronn Lue, so I'm hoping this is the big adjustment that we needed, a better coach to go ahead and make it to the finals. And then taking a look at shot tendencies, he could stay at a 99, 90 is fine. Lonzo could go up to a 75, Reid could go up to a 65, McDaniels could go up to a 75, Jet Howards could go ahead and go down to a 75, Drummond could go up to like a 60, Jose Alvarado could go up to like a 55, and then Bruce Brown could go ahead and go up to a 60. So I'm hoping we can make the finals with this team. It doesn't seem that far-fetched, so we are going to go and simulate the first 3 games of the season, as we do start off the year 3-0. Let's go. That's what I love to see. We did win game number 1 by 13 points. Lonzo with 31, Cat with 25, Edwards with 21. Game number 2 of the season, we did end up picking up a W against a team that knocked us out of the playoffs last year. Edwards with 26, McDaniels with 25, and then the 3rd game of the season, we did end up picking up a W by what is that? That's like 17 points. Edwards with 37 and Jet Howards with 30 points off the bench. Let's go. So I'm hoping we can finish as the number 1 seed, and I'm hoping this team can make it all the way to the NBA Finals and win a championship. So we are going to go and simulate, and I will catch you guys at the end of the final season. Alright, so at the end of season number 3, LaMelo Ball winning MVP, Noel winning Rookie of the Year, Henderson winning 6th Man, Victor winning Defense Player of the Year, Wagner winning Most Improved, and then Mark winning Coach of the Year. Taking a look at the All-NBA teams, do we finally get somebody, as Giannis is on the Bulls? Okay, that's like the first time I see that. Jason Tatum is on the Kings. Yo, what is going on here? That hurts me to see that. Even though it's just in 2K, I love Jason Tatum. Couldn't imagine him anywhere else but the Celtics. And we do not get anybody on an all-NBA team. That is crazy, but we don't get anybody on the all-defensive team. We don't get anybody on anything this year. Okay, that's kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. I thought somebody would have been on there. As we do go 55-27, but we were the 3rd seed in the West. Portland did better because they have Victor, and then OKC did better because they have like 3-4 guys that are already going to be like a 90 overall. So 55-27 though, I would definitely take that. And then taking a look at the player stats for this season, who led the way? Anthony Edwards with 27 points. And you're telling me he didn't make an all-NBA team? Unless I missed it, but I don't think so. I think that's crazy. Anthony Edwards definitely should have been on an all-NBA team. 6 rebounds and 5.5 assists. Cat with about 19.5, 7.5 rebounds. Lonzo Ball with about 16.5 points, almost 5 rebounds and 8 assists with almost 2 steals a night. Jet Howard with about 14 points off the bench. McDaniels with about 14. Nas Reed with about 11 and 7.5. Andre Drummond with about 7.5 and 9 rebounds off the bench. Bruce Brown with about 7, and then Jose Alvarado with about 6 points and 4 assists with 1 steal a night off the bench. So we are taking on the Houston Rockets. I'm hoping we can make it to the finals this season. So taking a look at who the Rockets got, they got Boogie Flan, they got Jalen Green. Michael Porter Jr. is now on this team. Oh, they got Okongwu on this team as well. I guess they got rid of Segun. They got Nikola Vucevic on this team as well. Who else did they add? Gregory Jackson. Okay, so they don't really have the best team, but I'm low-key kind of scared just because it is the final season, and I don't know, there always seems to be like upsets on when you're doing these simulations. So we are gonna go ahead and simulate the round. And actually, real quick before I do, I want to go ahead and actually want to adjust some of these minutes. So like Bruce Brown could get like 12, Jose could get like 16. Drummond actually could stay at 20. He could go up 1, go up 2, and then go up 3. I think we should be, actually, you know what, I want to go ahead and give him more minutes, and then we could go ahead and give like McDaniels like 27. Okay, so we could roll with something like this. So we are going to go ahead and simulate the round as we do win in 6. Let's go. Taking on the Portland Trailblazers now. We are familiar with this team. They have Victor Wembanyama. They added Steven Adams, but he is all the way down to a 74 overall. They have Simons coming off the bench, Anthony Black, Josh Green, Nazir Little. Okay. Outside of Victor and Dame and Shaedon Sharpe, really doesn't... Oh, they also added Lou Dort. He wasn't on this team last year, right? No, he was on Orlando. Okay. So I'm kind of nervous about this team just because they do have the cheat code in Victor, and then they also do have Damian Lillard. But I like our chances, so we are going to go and simulate the round. And yes, we win in 6. We win in 6. Okay. We are 4 games away from going to the NBA Finals. Come on, baby. Come on. We are facing the team that eliminated us last year, but we did pick up a W. I think it was like the 2nd game of the season. So did they add anybody else? I don't really think so. They added Stewart, Kobe White. Oh, this team is deep. They do have a lot of good players on this team. Okay. I'm hoping we could come away with a W. So we are going to go ahead and simulate the round. Are we in the NBA Finals? I'm going to close my eyes so you guys will see the results in 3, 2, 1. No, we got eliminated in 6. No, SGA is your Western Conference Finals MVP as they are taking on the Hornets in the finals. Do they still have Rudy Gobert? Or did they oh, they do still have Rudy Gobert. So Rudy Gobert made the finals before us. No way. We did lose in 6. And the Hornets and Rudy Gobert is an NBA champion. We just traded him to a championship team. Brandon Miller is your finals MVP, but that is crazy. He ended up winning a championship before Minnesota. Oh, you know what? I'm not even mad. This was a good rebuild. We did do better as we did make the Western Conference Finals in the first season. We got eliminated in the 2nd round, and I think that went to 7 games as well. And then we got eliminated in the Western Conference Finals once again. So obviously this was way better. These 3 seasons were way better than any of the seasons that Minnesota has had in real life in like the last 20-25 years. So I'm not too mad at that, and I honestly would keep going, but I got like 10 minutes to get ready for work, so I actually low-key gotta bounce. But definitely a fun video because we did get to see Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns pretty much compete in the West, which is something I'm hoping they could do in real life because this team Well, Karl-Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, they're honestly too talented to not go ahead and make it out the first round. So hopefully they do get them some help down there in Minnesota. And then we also did get to see Lonzo ball out. And it is cool because, like I said, Lonzo Ball is a player that should have been a really good player, but injuries obviously went ahead and derailed his career. So hoping he can bounce back, though, because I do know that he is going to be back next season. I think like mid-season, I believe. But definitely always rooting for Lonzo Ball just because injuries suck, man. Injuries honestly suck. But yeah, definitely a fun video. Even though we didn't win it, I did get to see a lot of these players, you know, progress. They did do good. But anyways, guys, that's going to go and that's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to go drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And make sure to follow me on Twitter. Link will be down below. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. And I'll catch y'all next time. Stay safe. Peace.